Alright, so this is 5.6. Let's talk about the title of it. The title is Find Rational Zeros. Okay, so let's talk about what we know and what we don't know. Tell me about zeros. Roots, solutions, x-intercept. Okay, all of those things are the same thing. All right. What about the word rational? What does rational mean? No, that's one definition, but that's not the mathematical definition this is referring to. No radical. Because if it has a radical in it, then that makes it irrational. Very good. So no radicals in it. So I wanted you to be more specific than that. What about 0.333333 repeating?
No. It's irrational.
It's rational. It's rational. It can be a fraction. Okay. What fraction is this? 1/3. Okay. What about 7? That's rational. What about 0.25? Why? Okay. Y'all, that's what rational means. It's any number that can be expressed as a fraction. Okay? So it's a decimal that stops or repeats, all right, or it's just a number. An integer or a fraction. Because an integer, we can represent that as a fraction, right? 7/1. Okay. So we're not talking about irrational numbers, numbers with radicals, and we're not talking about, what else is not rational? Come on, what? Imaginary. Very good. All right, so that's what we are and aren't talking about. So I'm going to give you a problem, and then we're going to talk about it. All right. I'm trying to connect some dots today, trying to make you guys think about what we're doing. Yes?
I was watching the video yesterday.
I was having a bad day yesterday,
The audio on my computer glitched out as I was watching that. So I looked up after the squiggly line, and as I looked at it, and I was like...
It wasn't your audio. It was...
No. The audio on the computer didn't, so I didn't hear you, like, express frustration through it. So I drew the squiggly line on the side of the paper.
Oh, and it didn't work? Yeah. Okay, it's been not quite as bad today, but so this is going to be example 2 in this section. I don't like example 1, so I'm not doing it. Okay? So example 2, and it is x to the 3rd minus 8x squared plus 11x plus 20. Okay? And the directions say find all real zeros. Okay? Find all real zeros. All right. So, how is it like yesterday's problem? Yeah. You were given a polynomial and they said find the zeros, right? So, it's the same kind of thing. What's different about it?
We don't have one.
Yeah. Yesterday they gave us 1, and then we used that one and what? How did we use it? Synthetic division, and we got this cubic down to a quadratic, okay, and then we could factor it or use the quadratic formula. Everybody agree? Okay, well, they're not giving us 1 anymore. So now we gotta, like, guess out of all the numbers in the world. How many possibilities?
3. 1, 2, negative, 2.
There's 4
I'm sorry. 3.
No. How many possibilities? Infinite. People, you're guessing from an infinite number. okay, from negative infinity to positive infinity. You're guessing. You know, good night. We got a whole bunch of numbers to pick from. Does everybody agree? Okay? Now, some of you are going, well, that's stupid, because I'm pretty sure it's not 1,000. Okay? But, could it be 5/6? Could it be negative 2/3? Oh, so we're guessing from a whole bunch of things. Not just integers, but fractions too, right? Okay, so I could do with that and just let you guess and guess and guess. Or I could show you a little shortcut that will cut that number down to something much more manageable. Would you like that?
Yes.
Okay, so before now, if I taught it to you, you might not appreciate it, right? Because you might say, oh my gosh, now we got to pick from 12 numbers. But now you're going, woohoo! Now we get to pick from 12 numbers and not an infinite amount of numbers. You understand? All right, so it's important to you. So here it is. And I'm going to tell you, too, remember that 50-point test y'all have next week? I'm going to tell you what some of the questions are going to be on the test. Okay? I'll tell you what all the questions are before the test. I'll tell you what all the questions are. The only thing I'm not going to tell you is what the problem. I'm not going to give you the problem. But I'll tell you all the questions that I'm going to ask you. Okay? So, matter of fact, we'll just keep practicing them on all of these. Okay? And see if we know them. Here's the very first question. Don't say it out loud. Okay? Don't say it out loud. Can you tell me the number of solutions this problem has? Shh, don't say it out loud. Okay? All right, now tell me. Very good. 3. Very good, 3. How'd y'all know it had 3? It's the biggest exponent, okay? It's the biggest exponent. Huh? Freddie Goff. Fundamental theorem of algebra. Fundamental theorem of algebra. Okay, so here's what I have for you. We are going to list the possible rational roots. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the number of possibilities down from infinity, okay, to just a few. All right, I like this because it's kind of like heaven, okay? And it's going to be plus or minus p over q. Like, where's P and Q? Do y'all see a P and Q? Okay, so this is how it's like heaven. Remember in heaven, where do the last get to be? First. So, there's my P. And where are the first people going to have to go? To the end of the line. So, there's my Q. Alright? So, what this is plus or minus the factors of 20 over the factors of what? 1. That one won't be so hard. All right, so let's list the factors of 20. What are the factors of 20? I love the way y'all did that. Every class has done that. I've been so impressed. I tried to train you that way. And here's why. Because if you start at 1 and you start listing the factors and you go 1, 2, a lot of times you'll miss one, okay? But if you do it like this, 1 and 20, and then what else? 2 and 10, and 4 and 5. All right. Then you usually won't miss one. So 2, 10, 4, and 5. Huh? What are the factors of 1? 1. Okay, so now here's what I want to make sure that that you understand this. If you write the answer in the blank like that, I will not give you credit for it. Okay? When you put all those numbers over 1, what do you get? Okay, so what's my answer? Plus or minus. If you don't put the plus or minus there, I've taken 2 points off your 50-point test. That's 4 percentage points, people. Okay? Plus or minus. Everything over 1 is just everything. So 1, 2, 4, 5, 10, and 20. All right, everybody okay so far? There's 2 test questions. That's 2 of them. Number of solutions and list the possible rational roots. Does everybody know how to do it? Okay. The next thing you're going to do, Spencer?
Oh, okay. I thought we were done with the solution.
They're not solutions. They're possible rational solutions. Only the rational ones. It will not give me irrational ones, and it will not give me imaginary ones.
Okay, because I was looking at that, I was like, that's a lot more than 3.
That's exactly right. But these are just possible ones. And notice that now we started out with an infinite number we were picking from, and now we're down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have plus or minus, so we have 12. Okay? That's a huge difference, people. All right? I'm sorry.
Matter if we have plus or minus in each one.
I would rather you just write it on the front. Okay? Just write it one time, and we know it. Please?
Did you say that there was going to be one problem on the 50-point test with all the questions?
That's exactly right. One problem, Tuesday, Wednesday, next week. Okay? Depending on which day you're in here. That's the crazy day. Okay? So, all right. So now, here's the next thing you're going to do. The next thing you're going to do is, there are 2 numbers in here that I can try really, really fast. It won't take me very long at all. Okay? And they are f of 1 and f of -1. Okay? I can try these really fast. Now look, I'm plugging them into my polynomial. What am I looking for them to be equal to? 0. Okay? We're looking for them to be 0. If they are 0, we know it's a 0. It's amazing. Okay? So, all right. So let's do 1. Let me show you how easy 1 is. Okay? This goofy pen will start working and make me quit having to go up there. All right, 1. Now, if I plug 1 in for x, does it change any of those coefficients? So we just write the coefficients down. That's all you do. 1 minus 8 plus 11 plus 20. All right, so here's what I do. I add all the positives together and the negatives and see if they cancel each other out. The positives make 32. And there's only one negative, and that's 8. So obviously, it's just a big, giant positive number. He's not a 0. Okay? Now I'm going to try -1. Now let's think about -1. Who is -1 going to change? Will it change any of the numbers? The sign of which one? The odd. Only the odd exponent. Now think about that, right? Because a negative number to an odd power is going to be negative. So he's going to change that sign. But a negative number to an even power is positive, so he's not going to change any signs. So the odd exponents will change signs, the even exponents will not. So this one's odd, so I'll change his sign. This one's even, I will not change his sign. Okay? Don't go through there and change everybody's sign. Okay? See, if I wasn't recording, I'd say it here.
You need someone who can just like
Alright. So, -8. So the 11 has an x to the first. That's odd, right? So what do I do with it? Change the sign. So -11. Y'all, the 20 doesn't even have an x. You can't change his sign. He's a constant. Okay, so put plus 20. Now, -1 and -8 make -9. -9 and -11 make -20 and +20. Woo! There's my 0. Now, what do I know right now? What's one of my answers?
Negative 1.
Negative 1. Dang, 1 down, 2 to go, people. We are happy. Now what are we going to do?
2 negative 2.
Better. Synthetic division. Alexa says, oh my word, people. Yesterday we used this number and we got this down to a quadratic and then we factored or quadratic formula. Okay, so let's do the same thing. It's going to be really fast. So negative 1. Go back up to this original problem, guys. Don't use these ones down here that you changed. So 1, negative 8, 11, and 20. All right? I'm going to bring down my 1. Dadgum. I don't know what the deal is.
No, y'all have things to do too.
Not while you're not writing.
Bring down your 1. Multiply. What's 1 times negative 1? Negative 1. Add. Negative 9. Multiply. Positive 9. Add. 20. Multiply. Negative 20. 0. Now, did I know I was going to get a 0?
Yes.
So why did I do it if I knew what the answer was? Yeah. This is what I want, people. This is what I want. That is my x squared minus 9x plus 20. Remember, he is always 1 degree less than this right here. Okay? What does he factor into? X and x. A plus sign means same as the first, minus and minus. Factors of 20 that add to be 9. 4 and 5. 5 and 4. Okay. If x minus 4 is the factor, what's the root? Okay, remember that worksheet? We did a bunch of those, and a bunch of y'all forgot to change the sign and missed them all. Remember that? Don't do that. Okay? If x minus 5 is the factor, what's the root? So, there they are, people. Ta-da! That's pretty cool, isn't it? Is that hard? That is the 50-point test. But tomorrow, I'm going to teach you another skill, okay? And y'all listen to me. All it is another tool for your toolbox. It is a skill that sometimes, not all the time, but will allow you to look at these and be able to pick better, okay? Like I might say, the odds are probably not a negative number, so I'm only going to try positive numbers. You see what I'm saying? So we're going to learn that tomorrow. So I think we're pretty good on track.
Mr. Collier said tool in the toolbox today, too.
Oh, did you really?
I've heard
That's
that.
all we do. That's all we do. We give you tools.
Morris said that.
Is that going to be all of it in there?
I'm going to hear it 3 times today.
There's going to be some different questions. And as you learn them, I'll tell them to you. Okay? So.
Okay.
Huh? Yeah. Okay, so here we go. Let's do another one. Everybody ready? Oh, I hope you're ready for this one. This is the last problem that we're going to work. We haven't gotten finished with it. Not any class period. Okay? We could finish in here, but we probably won't. I'll probably just stop and give you some time. All right? Because by the time we ran out of time, they knew exactly what they should be doing and what they could be doing. Okay? So I'll do whatever you want me to do. If you want me to finish it, I will. This one says find all real zeros. Now, remember what I said. I'm going to kind of treat it like every one of them is a 50-point test, okay? So that you can get an idea of what to expect on the 50-point test. So, f of x is equal to 10x to the 4th minus 11x to the 3rd minus 42x squared. plus 7x plus 12. Okay, so what is the deal with this pen? It's driving me crazy. Sweet talking it? I'm going to break it. It's about to get on my nerve. Thank you, Spencer. Oh, Spencer, see? Nobody has the magic touch like I do. That's the problem. No, I just want you to scribble on it again. Oh, that's good. Thank you. All right. So, all right. Okay. So what's the first question on the test going to be? Very good. All right. So write it and you fill the blank in. Don't say it. Now, people, if you miss this problem, are you okay with it? Okay. Good night. Was he trying to do that? Yeah. All right. Number of solutions, guys.
4.
Very good. Guess what the next question's going to be?
Possible rational root.
Yeah, you better make a long line on this one. Possible rational root. That's okay. I use post-rat root. Okay, so here's the way I'm going to do mine. Plus or minus P over Q, where the last shall be first, and the first heads to the end of the line. All right? So plus or minus the factors of 12 over the factors of 10. So I'm honestly fixing to just tell them to get me my new stuff, and I want it now. Just scribble on top of that. Just don't go so fast. You can't go fast. He's not a fast guy. Okay, so plus or minus the factors of 12 over 10. What are the factors of 12? 1 and 12.
2 and 6. 3 and 4.
All right. What are the factors of 10?
1 and 2 and 5.
Very good. 1 and 10 and 2 and 5. Okay, so let's watch what we have to do. Now, y'all look. We don't want to miss any of this. So we want to make sure we put everything over 1 and then everything over 2, everything over 5, and everything over 10. It's going to be okay. All right? I'm going to tell you this. A lot of them are going to be repetitive. It'll be all right. Okay, so everything over 1 is just 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. Notice how I'm writing kind of small, okay?
Yeah.
All right, now I'm going to put everything over 2. 1 over 2, well, that's a half. What about 2 over 2?
It's 1.
Already got it. 3 over 2. You better write it down. 3 halves. Oh, man, if I wasn't recording, I'd just go up there and stand in y'all's way. But I'm trying to stand back here by the microphone.
I've done right now.
Okay. All right. Now, hi, Mom. Okay. Now, 3 over 2. What about 4 over 2? We already got it. What about 6 over 2? What about 12 over 2? That's pretty cool, isn't it? We don't have to write all that. Now, what about over 5? Yeah, you're going to have to write all these guys. 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, 4/5,
Hey, this is more than 12.
6/5. Stop, you made me mess up. We were just talking about that in the teacher's lounge. How we blame other people for things. Like, you have a wreck because your kid was talking in the car or something. You're like, oh my gosh, look what you made me do now. No, I haven't. Alright, 6/5, what else? 12/5?
Yeah.
now we're going to put everything over 10. 1 10 is 13. Write it down. 2 10. Already got it. 3 10. Don't have that one. 4 10. Already got it. 6 10. Already got it. 12 10. Already got it. All right. That's it. Okay? It's all there. So, everybody okay so far? Now what do we do?
That's a lot more than 4.
Yeah, it is. But it's a lot less than an infinite number, isn't it?
Not really.
Yes.
Now let's just take this 2 years for the rest of our life.
Okay, so now what are we going to do?
We're going to plug in negative 1 and positive.
Right, we're going to find f of 1 and f of negative 1. Okay? F of 1. Tell me how do you do it?
You can write it all down.
Just write the coefficients down. Okay, so it's going to be 10
Not working.
minus 11 minus 42 plus 7 plus 12. Well, the negatives make negative 53, and the positives aren't going to get there. So 17 and 12 make 29. Yeah, that's a negative number, so that one doesn't work. Let's try negative 1. Does the 10 change signs? Why? He's an even exponent. Does the negative 11 change signs? Oh, okay. What about the negative 42? No. He has an even exponent. What about the 7? Yes.
I don't want to write this down.
What about the 12? No. Never. Oh, sorry. All right. So the negatives make negative 49. Dadgummit. Negative 49.
I'm having way too much fun.
That's right.
No.
Now they can go to
I'm
show.
going to make them watch this.
Yeah. Okay. So negative 49. The positives make 10, 21, 33, right? So that's still a negative number. All right. So we're out of the 1. Now what do we want to do? 12? Okay. You better write small, people. We're going to be guessing for a while. 10, negative 11, negative 42,
Whoa.
7, and 12. Bring down the 10. 10 times 12 is 120. Subtract 11 and I get 109. Oh, I'm pretty sure this is going to be what?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, this is huge, people.
Yeah,
You're going to have a big positive number there, big positive number there.
Can we just go
So,
by 2 here?
C doesn't work.
Let's just go by 2.
So, 2, Spencer.
I honestly think 1
Spencer.
is the way to go.
Spencer. Why is this thing doing this? That's enough, Spencer. Thank you. That's enough. I took it away from you. Okay. All right. So what do you want to try now?
1
What?
1/2.
1/2. I'm going to try a half because I know some of y'all are shaking in your boots right now. You're like, no, not a
I think
fraction.
it's a negative 1.
Let me tell you this about the fractions. People, when they quit being pretty, we just cross them out. Okay? If it's not pretty, it ain't working. It's not right. Okay? So, bring down the 10. What's half of 10? 5 minus 11.
Negative 7.
Whoa, thank you. Oh, Abby, you messed me up. I stopped my pen. Be careful, Spencer. Oh, see, that didn't even work. Don't go fast. That's good. Thank you.
Every time I'm finishing. Or you're spelling that fast.
All right. So this is negative 6. Multiply. What's half of 6? and it's negative. Negative 42 and negative 43 make negative 45. What am I doing right here, guys? He's not working. He's not pretty anymore. Okay?
This is negative 1.
Negative
Yeah.
1/2.
Let's go.
All right?
This one's good.
10.
I don't think it's this one. So that could be the trick.
Thank you. I'm about to scream. Okay. All right. 10, negative 11, negative 42, positive 7, and positive 12. All right, bring down my 10. Multiply. Oh, because I already multiplied. 10. Half of 10 is 5, and that makes it negative. So that's negative 16. Negative 6. Half of 16 is 8, and 2 negatives make it positive. Negative 42 and 8 is what? Negative 34. Half of 34 is 17. Look at there, and that makes it a positive. 7 and 17 make 24. Half of 24 is 12, and unlike signs are negative. So, woohoo! All right. So in my little blank down here, I'm going to put negative 1/2 because he's one of them. How many more do I have? 3 other ones. Okay, because there's 4 in all. Now, let me ask you this. Can I, like all the other ones, we've been just stopping right here and factoring.
I don't think that'll work. Because, no.
No, it's not going to. Okay?
Yeah,
So,
find another number.
yeah. You got to do it again, guys. Okay? You got to do it again. Now, let me talk to you for just 1 second, then I'm going to go fix my board. Okay. Is this a difficult problem?
No.
This is a difficult problem, guys. It is. It's hard. Why is it hard? Because those nice, pretty numbers, they're not working for me. Okay? I mean, I tried the 1 and the negative 1. They didn't work. I could have tried 2. It wouldn't have worked. Okay? So this is not a problem that I would put on the 50-point test. Is that because it's to the 4th power? No. It's because it's just not working out real pretty for me. Now, does that mean that I wouldn't put one of these on the big test? Oh, I could put one of these on the big test, because what do you have on the big test that you don't have on the little test?
Answer choices. Calculator.
A calculator.
Wait, we don't have a calculator?
On the little test, you do not, on the 50-point test, you do not have a calculator. Okay? So let me show you what I could do on my calculator that would help me right here. If I was looking at this problem, even if I was just taking, if I had it on the big test, I'd start off. I'd do my 1 and negative 1, and when they didn't work, I'd punch him in the calculator. That's exactly right. I'm going to graph it. Okay?
Oh, you can graph that? I know. You can graph literally anything.
Okay, so I'm going to get my calculator out. I'm going to go to y equals. Oh, stop. I don't know what you are. What am I doing? Calculator? All right, I'm going to y equals. There's my equation. 10x to the 4th minus 11x to the 3rd minus 42x squared plus 7x plus 12. I'm going to zoom 6 it. Oh.
Oh no! Oh no! Hey, maybe there's a undo button up at the top.
There's no undo button on a dang calculator.
No, I mean up on file and edit and tools and stuff. Watch this.
Yeah.
That's very good. So no. No, if it looks good. She said mine looks great.
Okay, so here it is right here. Guys, pay attention. See my 4 zeros? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, here's the negative 1/2. What do you think this number is?
Probably not 1/2
Do you? Yeah, we already tried 1/2 and it's not. Let me show you what you could do if you hadn't have tried it. You could always go second and calculate a value, which is number 1, and then you could go, I think it's positive 1/2. Let's see. Is it? It's not a 0, people. It's not on there. Okay? It's more than 1/2. Do you agree with that? But it's less than 1. So what do we think?
I think 4/5.
4/5? How about 3/5?
Yeah.
Let's try 3/5. I'm thinking 3/5.
I'm thinking you know what you're talking about.
Okay? So, let's try 3/5.
I was right.
Now, here's what I'm going to stop here, okay? But I'm going to try 3/5. Now, what am I going to write right here?
Those numbers right there.
Oh. Why, Jody?
I don't know. That's
Because, listen to me. If I go back to my original equation up here, you're just going to get another third-degree equation. It may not be exactly that one. It won't be, okay? But it's still going to be a third-degree equation, and you won't be able to factor it, okay? So why would we not take the third-degree equation and work it down to a second-degree equation, and then you can factor it or use the quadratic formula. So use these numbers right here, guys, okay? That's my third degree. That is 10x to the third minus 16x squared minus 34x plus 24. Okay? So use those. 10, negative 16, negative 34, and 24. Now, remember how to do these, okay? You divide by the bottom number, multiply by the top number. How many times does 5 go into 10? I'm going to write that 5 better. How many times does 5 go into 10? What's 2 times 3? So that's what goes here. What's negative 16 and 6?
10. And negative 10.
All right. How many times does 5 go into 10? What's 2 times 3? But this time it's what? Negative 6. So that makes negative 40. Okay? Now, how many times does 5 go into negative 40? Negative 8 times 3? And there's my 0. So here is my quadratic equation right here. We know 3/5 is another one. The other one is 10x squared minus 10x minus 40. What could I do to make my life easier? Yeah, y'all just divide it by 10. You're setting it equal to 0 and solving it, okay? So, divide that thing by 10. My equation is x squared minus x minus 4. It doesn't what? Factor. It doesn't factor. So what are you going to have to do to it? Use the quadratic formula. Okay? I'm going to let you do that. I'm not going to do it. Okay? Here's what I'm going to tell you. I want you, I don't care which 2 you pick, but I want you to pick 2 problems out of the book, and I want you to have them worked for tomorrow. I want one to be a 4th degree, and I want one to be a 3rd degree. Okay? Now, if the teacher doesn't care, I'd probably go pick an odd one would be good because the answers are in the back. And I would also pick an easy one, something that I looked at it and said, well, that doesn't look too bad.
I'm picking an example.
As long as it's a 4th degree and a 3rd degree. Now listen to me, okay? So, I mean, I just want you to practice on 2 of them. Because tomorrow, I'm going to put another tool in your toolbox, and I'm going to expect you to know how to do this. Okay? And listen, have you done anything by yourself today? Okay. It's easy when Miss Davis is asking all the questions and guiding you and leading you and everything. It's a whole different ballgame when you start doing them by yourself. Okay? So you have 15 minutes. You have enough time to do it at the very least one of them. Okay? So you get busy and do one.